Leadership is the capacity to translate a vision into reality. Hi everyone, my name is Mia, and today I'll be talking to you about my leadership interview. I decided to do this interview on a very good friend of mine named Kenton Rael. Kenton is a real estate agent for Keller Williams of Arizona. For only being 21 years old, he is the top agent of his brokerage and he manages his own team, which I think he's a lot younger than the people on his team. According to chapter 1 of our book, when someone is influential and encouraging, they create a brighter future for their followers. I think this sentence right here best describes Kenton. For being such a young realtor, he's creating a path for those aspiring young realtors that they can be the leader of their team, that they can do it. And that it might be a little bumpy along the road, but that's life, that's what happens. While I was talking to him about his goals for his team, it sounds like he models his goals after the path goal theory. This is when a leader influences their followers' perceptions of a task or goal. Within this theory, there are many different types of leaderships. The one that I feel that Kenton best demonstrates is the achievement-oriented. This is when a leader boosts confidence into their followers that they can achieve any goal or any task given to them. The purpose of this interview was to understand the challenges that one must overcome, especially in their leadership role, the goals that they set for themselves, and what do they define as a leader. The first question I asked him was, what challenges did he have to overcome? The first thing he said was his age. He said, especially in real estate, that clients lean more towards the older realtors. By that I mean the more professional, the more experienced, and ones that have been in the industry for 30 plus years. But he says that being young is actually an advantage to him, that he is able to relate more towards his clients that are the younger crowd, maybe like a married couple that are buying their first house together, or even army clients, he said, because they're looking for their first house or they just have gotten married. He said even sometimes older people call him because he knows the latest trends in houses, the best communities, or etc. The second thing I asked him was, what goals does he set for himself? It was actually pretty funny because he was saying that people use the term goals loosely than they should. He said a goal is something that we should be scared of. He says that he sets goals that he himself is afraid of and even has second thoughts if you can even accomplish them. He was talking about the goals that he first set at his brokerage when he first started. He said that he wanted to sell 2 houses every 2 weeks. I mean, this might sound a little crazy, but you never know, especially in the real estate market, that the value of a house may go up or may go down. So your income is very up and down. And he was saying that it took him a long time to accomplish this goal because especially when he first started out, the real estate market was not at its finest, and that it was a very hard time, finding prospects for him. He said it took him a while, but once he finally sold his first house, he was able to get into the groove of it. And then he set up, I want to sell 3 houses every 2 weeks and 4 houses every 3 weeks. Eventually, once he was able to start accomplishing his goals, now his team sells a house on record about 55 hours. So they're selling a house every 2 days, which is pretty impressive. The third thing I asked him was, what does he define as a leader? He said someone who motivates him. He wants to be the motivator on his sales team. He wants to be the one that people look up to him and ask him questions, and he wants to be able to show them the right way and understand the mistakes he made so they eventually won't make those mistakes. He wants to be able to tell them, even if they come in contact with failure, that it is okay. It happens every day, and you know what? The next day you're going to get that sale, or you're going to get that client, or the deal is going to go through. You just can't expect it to end on that note. He actually said that failure is his best success. He said if it wasn't for the failure that he faced in the beginning of his career, that he wouldn't have his success today because he learned what he needed to do more of, or maybe more or less of. In conclusion, I feel that Kenton was the best candidate because, like I quoted earlier, He was one that was able to turn his vision to reality. His vision was becoming a real estate agent. He eventually made that happen. Was it always easy? No. But with a lot of hard work and dedication, he was able to get that done. He wants to be able to create a path for those who are in his shoes or maybe a little bit younger, that it's okay to be a realtor. You don't have to be experienced or have gone to school for so many years, that you can do it. Anyone can do it. As a matter of fact, while I was talking to him about this, he was even inspiring me to become a realtor, and I am not one to do sales. So I've learned so much from Kenton, and I was so excited to do this interview on him. So I hope you guys learned a little something about Kenton, and maybe some of his tips will help you become leaders. Thank you.